Minister, on South Africa again, when are we bringing back the next set of Ghanaians?
Yes, so as I have announced, the final batch of Ghanaians in South Africa have all now registered. We have a little above 600. Earlier, those who wrote their names was in the region of 800, but it's clear that we'll have to go beyond that. We now are exceeding 900.
They can give their work or those spots to South Africans to work over there. So this woman over here, Victoria Africa, aka Asangoli, and her squad, after they shut down all the shops that are being owned, by the foreign nationals that are Africans, now they are going around telling the white people.
Somebody shouts power. Somebody shouts power. Somebody shouts Ghana is working. So recently, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Okwudzeto was interviewed, and they asked him about Ghanaians in South Africa, and this is the response he has to give. I'm going to be playing the video here for you guys to listen to the full video, what is said about the second batch of Ghanaians returning back to the motherland. See, these are South Africans. You see, South Africans are now going, in fact, they have gone overboard protesting, and also now there are no jobs in South Africa. Most of them are now begging the white South Africans to give them job because there is nobody to employ them. They've chased away Ghanaians, they've chased away Nigerians, they've chased away Ethiopians, Mozambique, Zimbabweans that are having business and employing South Africans in their country. So now there is no job, and even the white South Africans do not want to employ them because they are so lazy, they do not want to work. Let's watch these videos, guys. These are videos of the foreign affairs ministers, what he has to say about Ghanaians that are still in South Africa and the way forward, what they are about to do to them. Watch this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Minister, on South Africa again, when are we bringing back the next set of Ghanaians?
Yes, so as I have announced, the final batch of Ghanaians in South Africa have all now registered. We have a little above 600. Earlier, those who wrote their names was in the region of 800, but it's clear that we'll have to go beyond that. We now are exceeding 900, but thanks to the compassionate leadership of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, he has said that all Ghanaians in harm's way, in distress, who are being harassed, are being dehumanized, we should not leave anyone behind. And our foreign policy is that of compassion, is that of leaving no Ghanaian behind. And so we are going to make sure that all Ghanaians are safely taken out of harm's way. And as I have said, once the safety and the dignity of any Ghanaian anywhere in the world is affronted, you can trust that the foreign ministry, the government of Ghana, will come and assist you. We do not want anybody in this world thinking that Ghanaians are orphaned, Ghanaians don't have a government, Ghanaians are not valued, are not cherished, and so they can mess around with Ghanaians. We will not accept that, and we will go all out to protect Ghanaians and to make sure that the welfare of Ghanaians is safeguarded. So I can assure you that all is set for the next batch to arrive. We're just waiting for the South African authorities to finalize our request for the flight permits so that our chartered jets can move in and bring all the Ghanaians who have registered. And let me use this opportunity to say that contrary to a lot of disinformation, misinformation, and propaganda out there, the vast majority of Ghanaians we have registered, we've looked at their documentation. These are legal migrants. Disregard all those claims that these are people who are illegal migrants. It is not true at all, and we've challenged those who are making these claims to put out the evidence. They have not been able to put out any evidence. Let me also say that what is beautiful about the registration we are doing is that we do it in collaboration with the Department of Home Affairs, the South African authorities, who are there at our High Commission to check for people who they are looking for in their database, people who are wanted, suspected criminals. And so far, not a single Ghanaian is of interest to the South African authorities. So again, this claim by some propagandists, those who seek to tarnish the image of Ghana, that our citizens were lawbreakers, people who commit crime, and people who are contributing to insecurity and instability in South Africa. The evidence does not support it. You have the security officials there with their database, their computers, with their wanted list, checking fingerprints and all of that. And so far, not a single Ghanaian. So clearly, Ghana is not responsible for any high crime rates or any, avalanche of illegality going on in South Africa. Let me say that I am deeply proud as foreign minister, and I know President Mahama is also very, very proud of our nationals. Ghanaians everywhere they go are law-abiding. They are people who don't break laws. They are people who don't commit crime. They are people who don't foment trouble. And so they have to go and look for really those who they think are the cause of insecurity or whatever instability, even though we must all admit that even if you have concerns about insecurity, instability, high crime, this is not how you go about it. You don't use hatred. You don't take the law into your own hands and pursue people, violate their human rights. And here we are at an African Foreign Ministers gathering. And you've heard us talk about the foundation of the African Union, which is about free movement, which is about African integration, which is about increasing Africa trade. You heard the Director General of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, who, interestingly, is a South African, my very, very good friend, my comrade Wamkele, who I must commend, is not been happy at all about all of what is going on in his home country, because really it is undermining his work. We want to increase intra-Africa trade, which has been below 20% for many, many years, and amongst the lowest. It's really the lowest if you look at all continents of the world. We want to trade amongst ourselves. We want to transform our economies. And the only way we can do that is to make sure that we are welcoming of each other, we promote trade, we believe in our products, we form partnerships, and we encourage African entrepreneurship, African ingenuity, African businesses to thrive. So everything that the African Union, the OAU, African integration, what the founder of Sajifo, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, spoke of, that Africa must unite. Unite now or we perish. This xenophobia going on, the sheer hatred for the fellow African, just because they have moved into your territory, undermines everything, it destroys everything, and it makes mockery of what the African Union stands for. And that is why Ghana strongly reaffirms our petition to the African Union, and we have been receiving a lot of support. A lot of foreign ministers who have spoken to me at this summit say that, look, Ghana, we are behind you, we support your petition, it is time for the African Union to discuss this matter, and we commend you for your leadership. So let us hope that lessons will be learned, and never again are we going to see an African take on another African violently with hatred. We should love one another. We should form partnerships. We should come together to achieve the dream of continental African unity. Therein lies our economic emancipation. Therein lies our salvation. Therein lies the opportunities which have eluded the African for many, many centuries.
These people thought they were getting rid of, the black people in South Africa, like the other African people, so that the white people over there who are also foreigners in the country, they can give their work or those people to South Africans to work over there. So this woman over here, Victoria Africa, aka Asangoli, and her squad, after they shut down all the shops that are being owned, by the foreign nationals that are Africans, now they are going around telling the white people who own companies in South Africa that they should remove the foreign nationals who are documented, like they have all the documents, required to be employed, and employ their people. And these white people who own these companies, they are also refusing to employ South Africans.
You get it?
Just because they know for a fact that these people, they don't like working.
I'm telling you.
Especially on Mondays that everyone goes to work, These people will not go to work. Now, the funny part about the whole conversation is this man is telling them that the people that he has employed, these people have critical skills. Some of these skills, you barely find them in South Africa. And they are telling the man to fire those people.
Why?
The man who has put his money in this business, he should fire those people. It's not like he should keep them there and train the South Africans. No, he should get rid of them and employ the South Africans who don't have any skill.
We are saying all the foreign nationals that are here, I don't know if it's 5 of them or how many, because the community knows better. They are the ones that often come here, right? You and I, let's find a way to, not even find a way, let's remove those people. We are saying employ our locals, and you get people that are going to...
We employ locals, but the thing is, it's a big problem for the locals. Monday, you know the story, Monday is a problem.
We are willing to negotiate anything except for allowing foreigners to work here. That one, I think that's where we're going to have a problem. We don't mind, he can guide us, it's his business, we don't want to force him. But however, with the issue of foreign nationals, that one we're not willing to negotiate. We want them out. All these people are coming from failed states. They're all coming from failed states. So now we're teaching them everything, but Lona, you guys are now saying they are offering which critical skill? Are they offering?
We train them, so it'll take us...
The Foreign Affairs Minister of Ghana has spoken. So South Africans, you guys are going to be alone in your country, because the rate at which Ghanaians are, repatriating their people back home, they want the safety of Ghanaians. Because recently we heard that a particular South African young boy was unalive, like he was stabbed to death by some group of march-on-march protesters because they mistook him for a foreigner, and that was the reason why they, had to unalive him. But after they unalived him, they later find out that he is a South African. And right now, these are the things Ghana government is trying to avoid. they don't want their people to be unalived in South Africa, because right now these people, the mean business, they are not joking at all. This 30th of June, they are ready. I saw a particular video of one man covering his face. He was demonstrating on how South Africans should dress on the 30th of June. He was holding knife, dagger and other things, so he had to demonstrate how they should dress, covering their faces and using different kind of weapons. And people were in the comment section cheering him up, saying yes, this is the right thing to do. Guys, it is better you save your people than shout "I die known," and that is what the government of Ghana is doing, and kudos to them.